Hello, my fellow Americans. I want an honest question and a response for you guys. How do you feel in regards to undocumented immigrants? Now, I want you to understand this part. Me personally, as an American, I believe obviously we have to secure our borders. Why? We cannot just allow anyone just to walk in, not knowing if they are sick, if they are terrorists, if they are criminals. But I assume that the majority of the immigrants obviously are coming here for a better life. Now, I also want you to understand that the constitutional rights afforded in the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, I did a video so you can watch that if you want to expand on that. But I'm now speaking about myself as a Puerto Rican born in New York City. Because a lot of you, and trust me, I know a lot of you don't even know that Puerto Ricans are American citizens. We know this to be a fact because during the Hurricane of Maria, many Americans didn't know that Puerto Ricans are American citizens. Now, that's the word they gave us, Puerto Rican. Now, if you understand about what is actual Puerto Ricans, our Puerto Ricans are not just American citizens. We are actually, our ancestry are Native American. That's right. We come from a tribe that is called Arawak Taino Indians. Why the word Indians? We are indigenous people. The word Indians was given to us by Christopher Columbus because we were the first tribe he discovered when he came to the Americas. Obviously, he was an Italian man. He came with a lot of Spanish prisoners and all that with the three ships that I'm sure you heard that part of history, which was the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. And he discovered in the Caribbean our islands. Now, our tribe of Arawak Taino India was not just in Puerto Rico, if you may not know that. Our tribe was all the way from Panama to Jamaica, Bahamas, Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo, Cuba, Florida, Georgia, and even as far as South Carolina. Many of you may not know that, but we know this today to be a fact because our language, written in stone, as well as artifacts like pottery, clay, and all that, has been found even in Georgia. So why is this important? Because obviously as Native Americans, to this day, Puerto Ricans, unless you're in the mainland of the United States, we still cannot vote for our president. A lot of things have been said, done. We fought on many wars, as I'm sure you know. However, we are treated as second-class citizens, and yet we are Native Americans. And why is this important? Because many of you, I see you online saying, oh, this area, let's call, right, to get the illegal immigrants. And many of you still assume that Puerto Ricans, because many of us speak Spanish and don't know how to speak English, that we are illegal aliens, right? Or illegal immigrants. So be careful with that, okay? Because honestly, just recently in New Jersey, what happened was the ICE did a raid, and unfortunately, they took one of the people that was a Puerto Rican, right? They stopped him. He was actually not just an American citizen, he was actually a veteran. That's right, a veteran that fought for our wars. This was in New Jersey. So now I see this as a civil issue. It may get even worse because it's going to be the federal government, ICE, versus local officials and cops, because what they did, considered by the mayor of New Jersey, was illegal because they did not have a warrant to come inside a business and do a raid in which it included American citizens, Puerto Ricans. So I need you to understand that. And I also need you to understand to be a little more empathetic. And this is why you should be a little more empathetic. As you know, what happened to our tribes, the Arawak Indian, were raped. They were murdered. They stole our gold, spices. Okay. And what happened? They almost wiped us out. Many of us ran to the mountains for safety while others actually fought with the Europeans, especially the Spaniards at the time. Now, they wiped us out almost so much that they had to bring in African slaves, and that's how we got mixed. Okay, and obviously because they raped a lot of our women, maybe who knows? Maybe that's why I have a light complexion. Who knows, right? But don't be mistaken. Our tribe also did barter system along with also the Cherokee Indians, but the first tribe of Indians that they met was our people, the Arawak Taino indigenous people, in which many of you don't know nothing about us, right? And again, to this day, we have been mistreated by our governments, okay? Now, keep in mind, because I understand many of you came here, y'all were immigrants when you stole our land, but reality is I know you feel you have no responsibility, but to this day, and this is where I want you to have empathy. We have invaded many countries, and you know that, especially Latin America. We stole their oil, gold, wealth, spices. And not only have we removed their governments, we put governments in place because we stolen even their land. There's so much from Panama to Nicaragua, Venezuela, Ecuador, you name it. And we've done so much, but yet we're quiet. And now we get upset that we put the IMF, compounding interest doubling, to rob the wealth of these countries, right? And then when they come back to America, we want to complain. As you know, 55% of what we call USA today was stolen from Mexico, right? It was stolen from Mexico under duress, on the general. There's a lot deeper than that, but you get it. So we need to be a little more empathetic, because more than 10 millions of us Americans have left the United States to many different countries. So we are immigrant elsewhere because the cost of living has become very, very high. Now, I'm not going to speak about the elites, but look at the hypocrisy where us Americans say, oh, we got to give back the land to the Jews, right, in Israel. Okay, keep that in mind. When reality is the Jews, the Christians, and the Arabs lived peacefully for over 600 and something years under the Ottoman Empire in what was known after Britain's war, Palestine, right? And what you call right now a part of it, Gaza. And it's proven that we are committing genocide. It's proven that we are complicit to war crimes, right? Obviously, we are sending billions as well as weapons. We are supporting a genocidal regime. Okay, so we are just as bad as they are. Okay, so we need to change, because why? Because until we don't change or realize what we've done, we're going to compete. We're going to be creating history again. We're going to repeat history. So we need to learn from our mistakes. And that's why I say that, because I'm sorry, guys, but you know, many of us Americans are arrogant, ethnocentric, and we don't learn from our mistakes. We think we're number one when reality is we are not. All right. And that creates a superiority mentality. And we need to know, because we've done a lot of harm throughout the world, and it's coming back to fruition. As you know, there's many countries that have united. The world sees us now for what we are, because we are one of the guys spreading democracy, yet in our own territory as Puerto Rico, you can't vote for your own president. That being said, right, we know about the BRIC system. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, many countries and Latin countries are joining them. Thus, the buying power of the dollar is diminishing, is dying, especially that the government or the elites get us into wars throughout, while printing money, thus diluting the buying power of the dollar. It is a Ponzi scheme that eventually will collapse. The capitalism that you know of is owned by these elites. It is like a parasite that eats the wealth of the people. And it's not the first time. It happened in many empires, Egypt, Rome. It happened in France and Germany. That's how our founding fathers came here and created the Declaration of Independence and our constitutional rights. And there's a lot to do because what happened in the past. And for those that may not understand, I'll make it very simple without mentioning who you think it is. And again, it has nothing to do with a race of people. Okay, it has to do with the mentality, the programming that has been done. Because if you think about it, if you take your son to a school and he gets kicked out, okay, the first time, it might be the school or the administration. He gets kicked out twice, it may be the school still. But if you get kicked out 109 times, don't play the victim. Find out what's wrong. Find out why your child's acting that way. Why is he spoiled 109 times? And obviously, you know what I mean by that. And many people have woken up. Many people are know, including people in Israel, and fighting for what's supposed to be right, are against the genocidal regime. So you know who I'm referring to, right? So there's nothing about, they'll try to say when you speak up, oh, you're being this, you're being that. I'm a human being and I love the human race. But it's the programming into people's mind that has changed or made them believe that they're better than anyone else. And that's what creating the problem when we are all the same. Thus, our Declaration of Independence, right? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. What is unalienable? God-given rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Remember, all are created equal. And that's what the problem we have. We need to stop that ethnocentric or that arrogance of thinking that we are better than everybody else. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and share. I want to hear back from you. Thank you.